Hello everybody. So today we're going to talk about soil, cacti soil in particular, and how a good cactus mix is made. And you can make your own mix at home depending on what you've got. So what we would use, this is our commercial mix. It looks a bit like this and it's got a whole lot of ingredients in. So here at the front we've got the bark, and you can see there's bits of bark in the soil, and we've got sand mixed in here, or gravel as I prefer to call it, gravel, because it's got little stones. So like that, little stones of varying sizes are mixed in. And then we have, the really good thing about this type of soil mix is the slow release fertilizer. And you want to get one that's as long lasting as possible. So you can get one of these now that lasts 18 months to 2.5, maybe even 3 years if you're using cacti. And then you can add some, if you want to, you don't have to, but you can add a little bit of lime to it, particularly for some of the cacti that like a more limey soil, and I prefer to use a dolomite lime. And then over here we've got zeolite, which is one of the products that we've started using with our cacti mixes because it helps to make the plant really healthy. I'm not particularly sure about what the mechanism is, but it definitely works. And your bark can vary in size, and you want to be having like small bits of bark from really small, and you don't want it to be too big. Sometimes some of our mixes, the bits of bark get a little bit big and can be a problem with your small cacti. So what we do here, when we're going to use a pot that's about this big, and particularly small cacti, I prefer to add a little bit more of this to it, so it becomes a slightly heavier mix, and it anchors the plant and holds the moisture for a little bit longer while they get going. So this is our commercial mix that we use, and it's made particularly for us, and I suspect that there's a few other commercial operations that use a cacti mix like this. And since moving to this from making our own mixes, which take us considerable time and mucking around, we've found that this commercial mix is a much better option. And so you can buy these type of mixes from varying places that sell soils. I don't need to name any because they're not paying me any advertising, so I won't. So always buy a premium mix. Don't buy the cheap mix, because the fertilizer they use in the cheap mix and the ingredients are bottom of the range. And so you need to be buying the premium mix if you're going to buy. Other than that, you can make up your own mix by taking garden soil, add about one third garden soil, 1/3 nice gravelly mix. And what I would do is add, if you don't want to use bark, is add some broken brick, stone like this, anything that has got a surface and is a bit stony. And then you mix that into the soil, and you should end, when you go to water this, John, just come around here. Now you'll see here, when we put the water in this, it's soaking straight in so fast that I can't even overflow the pot, and it's coming out the bottom. And within a few seconds here, it'll be gone right through the pot. You see it's gone from the surface and it's still dripping out the bottom. It's draining freely and just leaving the moisture. The other product in here, which you won't get in all your other mixes, is we have a water soaker product. I'm not quite sure what they call it, but it holds a bit of water in the mix and it fills up, and then the plant can take the water from that at a later date as the soil mix dries out. So that's our soil mix, and then you mix all those products together with a little bit of dolomite or a little bit of zeolite added, and it should be, if it drains freely like that, you should have a good cacti mix.